So glad you're in the kitchen with Mom. Mom's Pretend Cooking Show. Up on today's menu, we're going to make chicken lettuce wraps. Super easy. The secret is actually in the sauce. It's mayonnaise, sriracha, and lime juice. We'll get started with that first, and then we'll dive into making the chicken lettuce wraps. Let's get started. To make our sauce, we're going to mix mayonnaise, sriracha, and some lime juice. I just pulled my limes out of the refrigerator. They're cold, so I'm going to throw them in the microwave for 20 seconds, and that will help get all of the juice out of them. In a bowl, I'm going to splop about a half a cup of mayonnaise. Just measure it with your heart. I'm going to use about a fourth of a cup of sriracha. Again, just measure with your heart. Looks good. Now for our limes. We'll just slice them up. And we'll add the lime juice. Now we'll just whisk it up. This is something you'll want to taste and adjust as needed. Maybe you want a little bit more lime, maybe you want a little bit more sriracha. Add a couple sprinkles of salt. You'll want to cover this up and put it in the refrigerator because this will be for serving. I've got my vegetables that I'm going to chop up in my food processor because that makes it much easier to chop them up. If you don't have a food processor, that's okay. You just get to practice your knife skills. Lucky you. So I've got carrots, celery, onions, and mushrooms. If you use a food processor, make sure you pulse it instead of just turning it on and letting it go. Pulsing will do more of a chopping, and then the vegetable won't lose its identity. Let's start with my celery first. I did chop my vegetables up into littler pieces, so I don't have big hunks whirring around in there. Oh, it helps plug it in. Celery done. Now I'll do the carrots. Carrots are done. Now we'll do the onions. Last, but certainly not least, the mushrooms. Got my vegetables all done now. Now I'm going to grind my chicken in the food processor. I wanted to do the chicken last because, you know, chicken yucky, so do the vegetables first. I'm going to be grinding chicken thighs. Now you can buy already ground chicken, that's just fine, but I have the chicken thighs and thought I would just do it myself. So I'll set my vegetables aside. So this is one package of chicken thighs that I'm going to be putting in the food processor. I'm going to cut them up into smaller pieces just like I did with my vegetables. If you are going to just be chopping them up with a knife, again, good job practicing your knife skills. Just get them into small pieces. Doesn't have to be perfect. When you buy chicken thighs, there are more extra things that you might want to clean off. There's some fatty skin and some more connective tissues and things like that. Go ahead and take that off if you would like. I do have a yucky chicken hand, so I'm going to be not touching anything with this one. And then we'll just grind it up. All right, so I've ground my chicken thighs up. If you don't have a food processor and you are looking to buy an appliance for your kitchen, a food processor, total workhorse. Best thing you could ever buy for your kitchen, best money I've ever spent. I have gotten my return on my investment time and time again on this thing. All right, so we'll just take out our meat. Meet me over by the stove and I'll show you how we make our chicken lettuce wraps. Let's get our chicken lettuce wraps cooking. I've got a neutral oil, canola, vegetable, this one, whatever you would like. We'll turn our pot up. I'm going to cook it over medium-high heat. You could use a large skillet too if you don't have a Dutch oven. I poured about a tablespoon of oil into this. You can throw a little piece of chicken in and listen for the sizzle. Not yet. Throw another piece in. It's Starting to hear that sizzle. All right, I think it's good. So we'll put our chicken in. Just gonna spread it around. We'll spread it around, and I'm going to sprinkle on about a half a teaspoon of salt. We will be adding soy sauce to this later. I don't want to oversalt. We'll let this sit undisturbed for a minute or two. I'm looking for the chicken to start browning. We want to brown the chicken, not gray the chicken. Yeah, it's starting to brown, so I'm going to kind of mix it up now. You see how it's starting to brown? That's what we're looking for. As I move it around, I'm going to start breaking it up. Just use the back of the spoon. Just kind of mash it. That will break it up. Once our chicken is cooked, we'll make a spot in the center. See if you can see me doing that. So now all of the chicken is all on the sides. I'm going to pour a little bit more oil into it, and I'm going to add some garlic and ginger. So I've got my garlic and my ginger. I confess, I cheated. I got these. These work great. Keep them in the fridge. So I've got my spot here in the center. I'm going to add just a little bit of oil. That was about a teaspoon or so. Let that get hot. And then I'm going to cook my garlic and ginger in that little spot. So let this cook for about 30 seconds or so. You'll start to smell it. I can smell it now. So then I'm going to incorporate it into the chicken. That smells good. All right, so we're going to take the chicken out. Don't worry if some of the chicken has stuck to the bottom of the pan. We'll get that up in a later step. So make sure you get a clean plate to transfer it to. Do some more oil. Again, that was about a tablespoon or so. That was a big old squiggle. See, it's getting hot and steamy. All right, so now let's add our vegetables. I do have a lot of vegetable in here compared to the size of the pot. That's okay. I'm just going to keep moving them around to give them all ample time to cook. The vegetables will start to release their liquid. With that liquid, you can start scraping up some of that chicken that's stuck into the bottom. That chicken actually adds delicious extra flavor. You want that. Mushrooms do have a lot of moisture that they release as they're cooking, so there is a lot of liquid in this pan. Don't worry about that. It'll start to evaporate out. The moisture is starting to leave, so I know they're starting to get cooked. We can try it. It's good. I'd say they're about cooked. We'll add our chicken back in. This is 1/4 of a cup of chicken broth and a couple tablespoons of soy sauce. Give this a mix. We'll let this cook for a minute and then we'll taste it. See if we need to add any more salt. That's perfect. We don't need to add anything. All right, all cooked. To serve, oh, I gotta turn the heat off. Let me get a plate. Serve it up. I think you probably know how this works. You'll put some of the filling in your lettuce leaf. We'll add a drizzle of that lime sriracha. There we go. Enjoy. It's so good.